Hello, this is the TradeTech U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview and Domestic Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Monday the 13th, ending Friday the 17th of January 2019. Welcome 2020. Sorry, New Year. Gotta get used to that. I ran all my checks 19, it's 20, right? We'll see the same thing in the previews. So let's look at the markets here. We made new highs this week, did not close at highs by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just the same stuff over and over and over again. Ranges were and it's not like it was super exciting, but we had some good days, and it's a full week at least, and that's what we want to see. So here's the ES. Let's go through the major daily charts, then we'll talk about the intra-week action, and then we'll go from there. Crude oil down after the Iran tensions, at least on paper, seem to pull back to 59.12 for the close. That was down on Friday. Gold up $8.90. S&P cash loses $9.35, so 9 points and 35 cents. It was down. And now here's an outside day down on the candle, right, compared to Thursday. So just be aware of that on top of everything else. And keep in mind, we'll keep talking about this. Well, we'll show it in a minute. Let's go forward. NASDAQ 100 down 22 points, almost 23 points basically on Friday. The SOX loses 12.38. The biotech's down 13.57. The Russell 2000 loses $7.34. And the VIX gains 2 cents to 12.56. There's a lot of things you can talk about on the VIX and the trend line, but we're going to talk about that in the options class that we're going to do next weekend. Trend closes at 1.26. That puts the 10-day at 1.014, which is not any kind of signal. The NASDAQ volume, 2.3 billion shares, which just doesn't do anything for us. I mean, it's good volume compared to what we're seeing. It's just not necessarily moving the market with a lot of volatility. We had like a big volatile day and a semi-big volatile day out of the 5 days this last week to start the year. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ, negative 335. More stocks down than up, negative 163 on the New York. So barely more stocks down than up. Google gains $9.17. That's an all-time closing high on Google. Apple up 70 cents. That's an all-time closing high on Apple. Netflix down $6.61. Amazon down $17.89. Tesla loses $3.19. Facebook down 24 cents. Goldman Sachs down 49 cents. These are all pretty flat for most of these big numbers. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, closes up 1.22. Dow down 133. All right, in terms of the intra-week action, let's take a look, and we'll go to 10-minute candles so we can see the whole week. So the week was this on the ES. We had gapped, you can see last Friday's close at the far left on the chart. We gapped down, made our way back to even, and closed slightly positive for the day on Monday. Gap down, and we're dead flat all day Tuesday. At this point, we're basically even for the week. Wednesday's a flat opening. We did pop midday and shot up, then closed, then came down very, very late in the day. Thursday is a gap up, never filled, and closed right where we opened. It was one of the worst, most boring days you can imagine. Friday opens fairly a small gap up, basically fills the gap quickly, tries to go back up, and then rolls over. Net for the week, we gained 30 points on the ES, and here's the NQs, which is basically the same thing from a what did we do all day, all week perspective, but it was a plus 180 points. All right, there's not much else to talk about. I mean, it's just not that exciting in terms of economic data coming out this week. Let's take a quick look at what's here. We've got what did I do here? Yeah, that's actually a decent amount. Federal budget balance on Monday at 2 p.m., but that's in the afternoon. Tuesday, NHIB, Small Business Index, CPI, FOMC member speaking, and then the IBD tip economic optimism member. Wednesday, the PPI number, Empire State Manufacturing Index, and crude oil inventories at 10:30. A couple of Fed members speaking. Bayes Book at 2 p.m. Friday, retail sales, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, import-export prices, unemployment claims. That's the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers. Another Fed member speaks. Business inventories at 10. NAHB Housing Market Index at 10. Natty Gas at 10:30. Take long-term purchases at the close at 4. And then Friday, housing starts and building permits, capacity utilization and industrial production, preliminary University of Michigan sentiment, JOLTS job openings, and that's it. So there's actually quite a bit of data coming out on Friday. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading